May the 8th, 2023, a homeless woman, a grandmother, her name Annette Pershal, 68 years of age, was sleeping outside of a coffee shop in California when a scumbag alleged shooter got out of his vehicle, his name William Innes, 18 years of age, and he fired up to 8 rounds with a pellet gun. I'm not 100% sure what a pellet gun is, but needless to say, the scumbag shot the victim, 68-year-old homeless Annette Pershal, a grandmother. She was shot 8 times. Annette was found by police officers at 6:15 a.m. She was taken to hospital where tragically she died 3 days later. Naturally, a homicide investigation was launched. 2 suspects were identified. The one that I mentioned before, his name, William Innes, 18 years of age. He's the alleged shooter. He's currently awaiting trial. However, he had an accomplice. The accomplice name, Ryan Hopkins, 19 years of age. He drove William Innes whilst the pair of them were looking for a victim, a homeless victim for William Innes to shoot. Ryan Hopkins has faced trial. He pled guilty to aiding and abetting assault with a deadly weapon, and he has been sentenced to 1 year in jail. What a fucking rort, California. 19-year-old Ryan Hopkins pleads guilty to aiding and abetting his good old friend William Innes, who's yet to face trial, but Ryan has already pled guilty to driving his friend around whilst they, or at the very least whilst William Innes hunts for his target to be shot and killed. And the driver, Ryan Hopkins, gets 1 year in jail. Pathetic. Why such a low sentence? He pled guilty. He was there. He was driving the murderer, the alleged murderer. Why only 1 year in jail? Well, seemingly because Ryan Hopkins, the driver, said, "Oh, I didn't know that my buddy, William Innes, that was driving around, was planning on shooting and killing a homeless person. I thought we were just going for Starbucks." So he pleads guilty to aiding and abetting, but he says that he didn't know his buddy's intentions. Fuckwit, why were you in the car driving him? What were you intending on doing? We're not told in this article, but we are told that the alleged shooter, William Innes, again 18 years of age, who's currently awaiting trial, sent a group chat, and I believe that Ryan Hopkins was a part of that group chat, and in that group chat, the alleged shooter said, "I'm going hobo hunting with a pellet gun." So Ryan Hopkins, the driver, pled guilty to aiding and abetting assault with a deadly weapon, but at the same time he's claiming, "Oh, I didn't know. Sure, I was a part of this group chat. Sure, the alleged shooter said exactly what he was going to do, but how was I supposed to know? All I was doing was driving this guy around who said he was going to go and shoot somebody." I'm going to stick with the word that I used before, rort. This is a rort. California, perhaps more specifically San Diego, has let the community down. Annette Pershal, 68 years of age, a grandmother, was shot up to 8 times. She was murdered while she was homeless, while she was sleeping outside of a coffee shop. She had hit hard times. She was extremely vulnerable. San Diego failed to protect her as a homeless woman and have failed to protect her as a victim. They've granted the driver, Ryan Hopkins, a slap on the wrist. "Oh, you're a part of the group chat. He did say that he was going to go around shooting somebody. You drove him around in the very early hours of the morning, May 8th, 2023, but you didn't know. Oh, okay. Well, I suppose you thought maybe you were just seeing the sights or something at 6:15 a.m. in the morning. Sure, you're a part of a group chat where he said he was going to go around shooting somebody, but, you know, that's what everyone says. We all say that kind of thing, don't we? My facetiousness isn't to find humor. My facetiousness is to highlight the disgust that I have for this ridiculous situation, pathetic situation. San Diego have let down their community, have let down Annette Pershal and, of course, her family by granting the driver who pled guilty of his involvement a mere 1 year jail sentence. A slap on the wrist. Oh, there you go, buddy. You shouldn't really do that kind of thing. You shouldn't really be going driving around trying to look for people to kill. Nah, it's the kind of thing we don't really like around here. But hey ho, no big deal. Serve 1 year in jail, then you'll be free. What is the justification for a 1 year jail sentence? I can't think of it. I cannot think of it. Could it be his age? Could it be deemed that, well, does San Diego authorities really want to imprison somebody for the next 70 years at the cost to the taxpayer? Perhaps the authorities thought, well, Ryan Hopkins was a right fucking scumbag, but maybe he'll change. Sure, he's gone around trying to find someone to kill with his buddy, but maybe he won't do that anymore. Maybe he's a good boy now. Maybe after a year in jail, bit of a break, bit of a mental spa, maybe he'll become a contributory member of society. Is that what San Diego authorities were thinking? I guess it is, because I can't think of any legitimate reason for granting a 1 year jail sentence to this guy who admitted to driving his buddy around whilst his buddy was looking for someone to shoot. And his claims that he didn't know what was going on don't wash with me. He was part of a group chat. We're told this within the article that I've read through. The alleged shooter said, "I'm going hobo hunting with a pellet gun." And Ryan Hopkins says, "Oh yeah, sure, let's go and do that. I'll help you. I'll drive you around, mate. No worries." All fun and games to these pair of psychos, but unfortunately, tragically, reality is such that Annette Pershal's life was taken away from her. Shot up to 8 times, deceased 3 days later. The article also tells us that the driver, Ryan Hopkins, apologized to the victim's family in court. Here's what he said. He said, "I want to take a second to say I'm sorry to all you guys and the pain you have to go through. I'm sorry we're all here today." Is that why San Diego has given him a pass? Because he's expressing some level of remorse? Well, if that's the case, San Diego, will you please wake the fuck up? Anyone can say a fucking statement or two in a court of law. Anyone can do that. "Oh, I'm ever so sorry." So fucking what? Is that going to bring Annette Pershal back to life? No, it isn't. Ryan Hopkins pled guilty to his crime. Surely he must serve the time. Surely. But no, not according to San Diego authorities. Absolutely disgusting. If you're in a position to disrupt this sentence, complain about this sentence, perhaps if you live in California, in the San Diego area, perhaps you're able to petition one authority or the other. I don't know. I'm not an activist myself, but it seems to me that this is a travesty. This sentencing is a travesty. I would hope there would be some mechanism to try to adjust that further, to investigate whomever it is that's responsible for making the sentence. The judge, the magistrate, whoever it happens to be, perhaps they need to be investigated. Hey buddy, what the fuck are you doing? Someone goes around looking for someone to shoot. That's exactly what they do, and you give them 1 year in jail. What the fuck? There are people that haven't paid their speeding fines that get more than a year in jail. People with parking tickets that end up with a sentence longer than a year in jail. I'm not in a position to do anything myself. Perhaps you're not either, but if you are, perhaps that's something to consider. Again, the alleged shooter, William Innes, 18 years of age, is awaiting trial at this point in time. Is he going to get a pass too? Oh, you shot someone 8 times, they died. Oh well, these things happen. No worries. Well, let's just give you a couple of years. 2 years, 2.5 years in jail? On your way. Is that what's going to happen? Yes, that's basically what's going to happen. William Innes will be found guilty, in my estimation. Complete guesswork on my part. That is my guess. I'm entitled to guess. He's going to be found guilty. Perhaps he'll plead guilty. He'll be sentenced, and it'll be a pathetically low amount. 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, something like that. But it will not be an adequate level to express to Annette's family and friends, to express to society, the residents of San Diego, that San Diego authorities ultimately give a fuck about your safety. Hey guys, some kids are going to go around shooting a few people. Deal with it. We're going to give them a slap on the wrist. What the fuck are you going to do? I guess I've made my point. Maybe I've done that in a way that you appreciate. If so, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit. Perhaps you disagree with my comments or my delivery of them, in which case please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit. If you're in a position to join my memberships, please do consider doing so. Perhaps you're able to drop a super thanks. I'm going to thank my 2 members. Thank you very much. I've dropped my consistency. I'm going to try to pick that up. We'll see how we go. I'll wrap things up. Take care.